Ramblin' Man here. Hello, my fellow ramblers. As I record this, I'm not sure when I'll be able to edit and post it, but it's around Labor Day weekend. And I'm getting out of the house. And the plan is to take, I'm on Route 33 going west as I usually do. Then I'm going to take 522 north. And then from there, I think I'll hook in eventually to 17 or something. I'm just going to follow the directions. And no burning trip. This guy got no helmet on out here. Whoa. The guy tried to do a left turn and almost dropped that bike. He had to put his foot down. He almost dropped it. So anyhow, where I'm headed today, I have a folder I created called Places to Ride. And one of the places I had saved were some historical markers. Problem is sometimes you can't even pull over to see those, but I think on these I can see some of them at least. And how many of you know John Mosby? John Mosby was, I believe, colonel? I think he was a colonel, John Mosby. Leader of the 43rd Partisan Battalion Rangers. I hope I got that right. I'm sure some of you out there know a lot more about this than I do. I'm very rusty. I used to read and travel on this stuff all the time, but I've gotten a bit rusty. So John Mosby was the colonel of the 43rd Partisan Battalion Rangers, cavalry sort of unit, and part of northern and western Virginia was called Mosby's Confederacy. Well, John Mosby, I've on this channel shared some videos where I went to see his grave and his stomping grounds. He was from, I think, Powhatan, Virginia, which is a couple counties over. And he was a spitfire of a guy. I'll have to double check, but I think he was like 5'6", 5'7", and just a scrappy fighter. If I'm wrong about that height, I'll correct it here. And he would do these raids, and the citizenry protected him because he was protecting them. The North didn't consider him a typical soldier fighting by the quote-unquote rules of war, which I always find kind of odd. It's war. Donald Rumsfeld used to say the purpose of the military was to, or maybe that was Rush Limbaugh. I think Rumsfeld said something similar, but Limbaugh, the point of the military is to kill people and break things. They're not to be politicians and friendly, right? When used correctly. And they said, like, if they caught Mosby, they were going to view him as a criminal, murderer, thief, whatever, and hang him. And they caught some of his men and hung them. And again, I'm running off memory. I didn't really prepare for this. But they hung some of his men. And he, in kind, made it a point to get their men and hang them and send a message. And that kind of led to a truce on that part of it, at least. But Lincoln really wanted to capture Mosby because he was ruining rail lines, attacking men, attacking things. One of my favorite stories, and I'm always rusty, but I know this happened in Virginia about the city. I can't remember the town, but Mosby broke through some lines, the Union lines. It got inside their lines and got into a house where there was like some general or something. And he spanked the guy on the butt and woke him up. And the guy roused up and he says, Mosby says something to the effect of, "Sir, do you know Colonel Mosby?" And this Union guy says, "Yes, have you captured him?" And Mosby said, no, but he has captured you. And they snuck him back out through the lines and took him prisoner. I mean, just imagine, like, that's something of movies. Just like, imagine living through that period in our country's history and being in that situation, doing that sort of stuff. Now, I know a lot of you today, we would look at those people and call them terrorists, anarchists, right? But the country was a different place back then, and it's interesting, like if you go read Jefferson Davis's autobiography, I've read it, it's long, it was like in 2 volumes, and he was a lawyer, and he laid out a legal case for why it was legal for them to succeed. And, whoa, whoa, whoa. You guys see that fox? Little baby fox running across the road there. A few seconds later, that could have been bad. All right, that was exciting. We have a bunch of those around our house. We catch them all the time on cameras, and had some cool footage recently where 2 young foxes were kind of playing with each other. Like they had a bone or a stick they were throwing up like a dog would and just having a blast. But what were we talking about? We're talking about John Mosby and how he captured that general. I guess it was a general he captured, but such cool story. And he was vicious. Mosby was vicious as well. But they would do these raids and then disappear into the mountains and the countryside. And where I'm going today is a bit of John Mosby history. I'll share it when we get there. Again, on my channel, I've already shared a video of his grave when I visited that. This was just a good excuse to get out, so that's what I'm doing. I might just splice up parts of the trip here. And 522 runs, I guess, north-south, goes through Powhatan, I think Amelia if you go south. There we go, look at them, good on them getting up the road. And sometimes I get a little bored riding. I've been on 33 to 522 so much. Check out this car coming at me here. I don't know anything about cars like that, but I like seeing them. Look pretty cool. It is a beautiful day out here in the mid-70s. I think I'm going to enjoy some tunes and maybe pick the ride up a little bit down the road here. Good Lord. What is she going to give me? That's what you care about. What are they going to give me? What are my benefits? I just want to be left alone by the government. Tax me less, leave me alone. Who's going to do that? But no. That's not enough, I guess, for the farmers. The farmers got their hand out and they want subsidies for what they're trying to sell, courtesy of the rest of us. All right, we're still cruising down 522 north. Look at that nice sweeping view all the way from over there to all the way over here. Awesome. Look at this old church here. All right, guys, I said 17 north. It's actually 15 north. Not one of my favorite roads to ride. Again, you know, I'm just going off traffic and scenery. I get kind of tired of this road. It gets me to a lot of places I want to visit, though. So I end up on it from time to time, including today. Seen some police out. Labor Day holiday. So I've got to watch the speed. Might stop and just top off the gas if I see a place to stop as well. All right, we're in Fauquier County. Gotta be careful how you pronounce that one. I've still got about 25 minutes or so. Well, I did say 17, so we're gonna end up on 17 eventually. I guess this is both 15 and 17, it says.
Like a macho. You can drink it at home down by the lake.
Just checking out this rider here on a Triumph. Those look like neat bikes. I've never been on one, but like good ride. He's a little hunched over more than I would like to be while riding. Uh-oh. Man, he's flying. Every time I see this now, I feel like they're coming for me. I got my state inspection sticker. All right, we're gonna take 17 north. Next exit. Whoop, whoop. Let's see, that says 17 north. To the right, exit only. So I guess we'll get over there. Marshall, that's where we're headed. Marshall in 10 miles. I don't think I've ever been to Marshall. I've been all around this area, but pretty sure I've never been to Marshall. Pretty country through here. The hell? All right, guys, we're in Marshall right there. Never been here before. That's interesting. Nice little 7-Eleven there. Another gas station with a McDonald's. Got a few things here. Subway, pizza joint, another little cafe. All right, let's see if we can find what we came here to look for. Neat little place. Let's see. I'm going to turn a left here at a stoplight. And hopefully I can find what I came to see. Wow, look at this neat little place. I might fly my drone over this place. I don't know. Let's see. I'm looking for something around here. Of course, got somebody coming up behind me. Let's see. See if I can pull up a little more and see if it's up here. Let's see. Where are we here? Not finding what I came. Don't see. I might just ride around here because it's a neat place anyway, and then kind of come back and do a U-turn. Let's see. Well, there's one sign I was looking for. See, that's what gets me. They have these signs here, then you can't read them. I'm gonna park in this church. I'm gonna go check out this sign. And then see if I can find the other sign that I came here to see. Let's see what the sign says. You guys see this? It says Lee's Narrow Escape. 6 miles southwest of this location. On the morning of 27 August 1862, General Robert E. Lee rested at the head of Lieutenant General James Longstreet's corps as it marched toward Thoroughfare Gap to join Lieutenant General Thomas J. Stonewall Jackson's corps near Manassas Junction at the Second Battle of Manassas. The 9th New York Cavalry, covering the left flank of Major General John Pope's army on its march from Warrenton to Manassas, nearly overran, glad they said overtook, Lee's position between Ada and Vernon Mills. His staff mounted quickly and formed a line to protect him. The Federals mistook the horsemen for a Confederate cavalry column and turned away. All right, I'm going to ask a stupid question. Why is that sign here if that happened 6 miles southwest of this location? 6 miles? What does that have to do with why is that sign here? Why isn't it 6 miles southwest of this location? I guess just letting us know we're in the general vicinity. Then there's a sign over here. Go check this one out. We'll see what this sign says. Campaign of 2nd Manassas. You guys read that? It says, near here, Stonewall Jackson, after a march of 26 miles on his way to Bristow Station, halted for a few hours to rest his men. August 25th, 26th, 1862. All right. Well, that is still not what I came here to see. Well, the one I'm looking for is supposed to be just down the road there. Ooh, I just scraped my fishtails. I just heard them scrape back there. That's the first time that's happened to me. Now, I thought they said there was a bank up here, and there was a sign for what I was looking for. Let's see. Get up here out of this intersection. Don't see what I came here for. All right, you guys see this sign here? McClellan relieved from command. At Rectortown, 4 miles north, General George McClellan received the order relieving him from command of the Army of the Potomac, November 7th, 1862. As Burnside, his successor, was present, McClellan immediately turned over the command to him. That's 4 miles from here. I'm still kind of scratching my head about why things are here, telling me what happened 4 miles down the road. I don't understand that. Like, why did they put the sign here? Why isn't the sign down 4 miles down the road? All right, I'm going to look up for what I really came to find here. And it's right around here because they mentioned all these other signs. So let me check. All right, guys, I'm going to try it again, because what I'm looking for is like right around me. And I'm seeing all these other signs. Now, there's a sign right there, too. I'm going to go see what that sign says. Well, this is one sign I was looking for, but this is not the main sign. All right. Unable to extend a truce with the Union Army, Colonel John S. Mosby assembled his command, the 43rd Battalion Virginia Cavalry, in a field just west of here on 21st April, 1865. As Mosby sat astride his horse, his final order was read aloud. It stated in part, "I have summoned you together for the last time. The vision we cherished of a free and independent country has vanished, and that country is now the spoil of a conqueror. I disband your organization in preference to surrendering to our enemies." Strong men wept. This was the end of Mosby's Rangers. And they said that he did that because they had said the terms of quote-unquote surrender was going to be worse for him and his men than for the rest of the army. All right, I'm still going to try to look for the other thing I came here to see. Oh, I see it. I finally see it. All right, we're going to go over there and I'll look at that real quick. It's right there. I was reading these instructions. I'm like, it's got to be right there. You're going to think that was a lot of work to get to this after you see what it is. Here, April 21st, 1865, Colonel John Mosby disbanded his gallant partisan Rangers. All right, that's that. So right here was the end of the line for the partisan Rangers. Cool little town here. All right, I'm going to take a little break, then cruise on back home.